Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another NIKKE video. So it's been a while, but here we are with the Mother Whale guide. As you can see, I've just cleared a Mother Whale, the level 7 one with one team. I know that obviously my gear level is not going to be a good reference. However, I'm hoping to offer you a breakdown into the mechanics of the fight so that you can apply your team to it, and a few things are very important even if you cannot one-pan it. Okay, first of all, I'll show you the teams that I've made up, the 4 teams that I initially made for the challenge mode. Of course, I think this will be changed and updated, but I will break down the thought process behind it. So every team, you can see, has a core damage dealer. So team 1 Scarlet, Team 2 is Alice, Team 3 is Modernia, and Team 4 is Lv7. Okay, 4 teams. Because I tried having a 5th team, I think it's just too difficult to keep up with the heals. And speaking of heals, every team needs some form of sustain. So in Team 1 you have Helm, Team 2 you have Rapunzel, Team 3 I don't have any, because what's interesting is with these quick burst and then into Snow White's ult and Modernia's ult, I don't really need a healer on this team. But I think once I go into challenge mode, I need to add some form of sustain, so we'll have to see. And Team 4 is dual healer between Noise and Soda. So if you don't have the same level as me, I think around level 5, 6 of the whale, you're going to need some healers as well. So this is basically the team setup. Make sure you have a main damage dealer and a DPS, and then make sure that you can burst every time. That's essentially it in terms of the base layout. I have proper team set up on my Discord as well, so you can check out my Discord channel, and we can show you some of the teams that the other players have used to clear, right? So I'll show you my one-pan team for the Mother Whale. So this is basically what I used to, I think, 2 minute and 30 second clear it. We've got dual DPS in Modernia and Scarlet, all overloaded, of course. And then you have Rapunzel and Litter, and as well as Rupee. Now, if you don't have this team, or if your team isn't as strong, like I've said, you can head on towards my Discord, and you'll be able to see some of the other teams that people use, 2 teams, 3 teams. So yeah, I'll leave it's in my description, so you can join my Discord. Okay, so this is the base team setup part. Now let's talk about the mechanics, because I think 90% of you can clear it. Okay, like at the level you're stuck on. A majority of you guys can clear it, you just don't know the mechanics. Okay, so let's head towards the mock battle for the 7th level, and we talk about the mechanics. First things first, you have 3 attempts per day, and a total of 5 teams. So you just need to bring the boss HP down to 0 in using those 5 teams, and it's 3 attempts of 5, right? So you technically can do this trial and error, but always mock if you're not sure. Okay, now first things first, when you start, you want to switch to whichever your main damage dealer is and aim for the core. Okay, you have to aim for the core and try to get the core hit. Now the core is slightly up in comparison to the visual, so it will be just above, I think, the text. Okay, just right above, between the text and the HP bar. That is the sweet spot. Now, the boss here is going to use the shield. Okay, I paused here. I could have taken the core out. If you have enough DPS, you can actually take the core out before the boss spawns minions, which is fantastic. But I'm going to purposely not take it out so you guys understand the mechanics, okay? So we'll aim elsewhere. Okay, here. Okay, so this is when the minion spawns. When the minion spawns, they have a 1 to 2 second window where they're not buffed by the boss's shield thing yet, okay? So you can see that, look how fast they're dying, right? But now, okay, did you see the boss roar? You can go back 1 second or 5 seconds to see. After that roar, the minions, they all get a massive defense and attack buff. You're going to only do 1 damage to it. However, I cleared it quickly because there is Modernia, okay? If you don't have Modernia, you can use someone who is also a machine gun type. Diesel actually works really well here as well. Machine gun types, because their firing rate is so high, it doesn't matter if your damage, everyone's damage being reduced to 1. Because your firing rate is so high, you can still mull it down really quick. A lot of you don't know about this mechanic is that, you know, the boss summons the minions kill you. Don't forget, the minions are only this strong because of the core. So after you take out the minion, right, you go back straight at the core, okay? After the core is defeated, it will not respawn, and all the minions that spawn after are going to be weak. Very, very weak, okay? Now, after that, I highly recommend you to manually use your main damage dealer to aim for the boss, because the minions that are going to come out are super weak, and you can cover here to take this damage. Because after the minions spawn, without a core, they're super weak. Your supports, AIs, can deal with them, okay? However, if you let your main damage dealer deal with the little small minions, it's a damage DPS waste, okay? And I'll pause here again. Because this is the third wave of the minions, and these minions are really strong, okay? They're actually really strong. So, I've got Rapunzel, okay? So, I'm confident that I can tank their attack. So, if you're chasing for DPS, technically, you can eat this entire wave attack. And go into cover if you have to, okay? You can eat this entire wave and focus on the boss's body instead. This way, you're not losing a ton of the DPS. Okay, this is one thing that I see people don't do, is if you use cover, you can actually eat the damage. Okay, and these missiles, you can time your AoEs to clear with them, or just let your AIs do the work. Alternatively, again, if you are okay in terms of damage, you can tank it as well. Okay, so there will be another set of minions. Okay, so here again, you want your AIs to deal with them while you control your own DPS. But here, you must try your best to clear the AIs, okay? You must try your best, because here you can see the boss is charging up. This, okay, this attack is going to deal a lot more damage if there are minions present on the map. Okay, people don't know, in this wave, you must deal with the minions. Otherwise, this is gonna hurt a lot, okay? So then we pop out of cover and we continue. Okay. And after that's done, you can start working on the parts, because you can see that if you target the parts, you do a ton more damage. Right, so the rest is pretty simple. You make sure that you don't die, and you go straight to the parts. Okay, I don't think I'll clear in this one because there's so much explanation and distraction, which is fine. So we'll restart this run, and I'll show you one more time that there is a fine balance between aiming for the parts and the AFK portion. And what I mean by the AFK portion is if you've got really high damage output, you take away all the parts too fast, okay, your AIs will just idle. They won't do anything because there's no targetable summon ports available, right? Your AI will just not do anything. So here again, we aim for the core as best as we can. We missed a few core hits, so I don't think we will be able to take it down, but that's fine. You auto, and there we go. We take it down, back on the core. Make sure you basically aim at slightly below the core text. And now that's done, and you let it auto, and your team will start hitting the ports. Perfect. And because I know Scarlet will ult here, I can let go. We can cover this. And then back on the board. Here. See, you see how everyone stopped? This is because the ports are too hidden behind, and you were unable to target it. Which is fine. So here, again, we're ignoring the boss. I mean the ads, and we're going straight for the boss. We're happy to tank this entire thing here. Okay, and let's go back on the ports. Because now the boss has moved ahead a tiny bit. Okay, we can go back. We can go back. But I usually leave one port alive. Because you want it to time it so it's straight at the resummon. Otherwise, your units are just going to go idle. And taking out the ports is a huge boost. But you can see here the AIs are being a bit fussy again. So you just have to manually aim it. There we go. Yeah, so this wave you must clear, otherwise the self-explosion from the boss will do a ton of damage. Okay, we'll go break the last port. That was 20 bars just from breaking the last port. And we utilize this remaining part of full burst to attack the boss. And we can just bypass the boss. And that is the full clear. That is the full clear with one team on level 7. Of course, you can refine the run a bit more, but just wanted to share some team building tips as well as in-game mechanics. Because I think a lot of people are stuck just because they don't know the mechanics that well, but you can actually just beat it, okay? And of course, remember, you have 5 teams. Okay, your 2 stronger teams, as long as they can do 80%, your remaining 3 teams can for sure clean up. So, best of luck. Let me know if that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.